Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're taking the XRecorder user manual, specifically version 2.5.2.1, and transforming it into an empowering, completely accessible toolkit just for the medical faculty and students at IIMSR. If you've ever wanted to seamlessly create educational content without the headache of setting up a complex studio, well, you're in the right place. So let's just dive right into the big question. How exactly do you turn that Android phone already sitting in your pocket into a professional medical lecture studio totally for free? It sounds like a pretty massive undertaking, right? But we're going to look at how this incredibly compact 24.7 megabyte app called XRecorder can easily capture everything on your screen to create some truly incredible teaching material. Here is our roadmap for today. First, setup and essential settings. Second, your core recording tools. Third, practical teaching examples. Fourth, built-in video editing. And fifth, export, share, and troubleshoot. Let's kick things off with Section 1, Setup and Essential Settings. Now, when you first open the app, you might get hit with an upgrade screen, and this brings up our first big point. While the Pro version definitely offers some neat extras like auto captions and noise reduction, the free version is entirely sufficient for creating professional medical content. It gives you full screen recording without locking away the essential tools you actually need. So right off the bat, that takes away any financial friction. Just confidently tap that X in the corner, skip the upgrade, and let's get to work. But before you hit record for the very first time, we just need to dial in 4 quick settings. First, setting your resolution to 1080p ensures your intricate anatomy diagrams stay perfectly crisp for the students. Next, a frame rate of 30 FPS keeps any motion on your screen looking super smooth. This third one is crucial. Set the audio source to microphone so it actually captures your voice clearly as you teach. And finally, go ahead and enable that 3-second countdown. Trust me, it gives you a vital breath to compose yourself before the recording officially starts. Moving on to Section 2, your core recording tools. Okay, the really crucial point here is this floating ball. Think of it as your universal remote control. The manual highly recommends this method because it sits kind of invisibly right on top of all your other apps. This means you can open up your PowerPoint presentation first, get everything perfectly framed, and then just tap the orange ball to start recording. You never lose your place, and you completely avoid that awkward dance of switching back and forth between apps. Now, we all know teaching isn't just about showing slides, right? It's about connection. To give your students that vital podium presence, you can activate the face cam. This adds a live feed from your front camera directly onto the recording. The manual suggests shrinking it down to about 15% of the screen and just dragging it to the bottom right corner. It's a really simple touch, but it makes your medical videos instantly more personal and engaging. Let's level this up and build your ultimate whiteboard experience using the brush tool. This feature is fantastic because it lets you draw directly over your screen while you're recording. Imagine using the pen tool in red to, say, circle a specific pathology on an X-ray, or grabbing the yellow highlighter to emphasize key physiological terms on a text-heavy slide. You've got an eraser, a color picker, and a clear all button right there at your fingertips. Next up is Section 3, Practical Teaching Examples. So if you're recording a standard physiology or anatomy lecture, your workflow is going to be incredibly smooth. First, just open up your PowerPoint or PDF slides. Next, tap that floating ball and hit record. From there, you just deliver your lecture, swiping through the slides exactly like you normally would. And when you're completely finished, just pull down the notification bar from the top of your phone and tap stop. Seriously, it's that seamless. Or let's say you want to step away from slides entirely to show your students how to navigate the NMC website, run a live literature search on PubMed, or even demonstrate the hospital HMIS system. You start recording the exact same way. But now you can use your finger as a physical pointer with that brush tool we just talked about. You can visually guide their eyes to specific drop-down menus, forms, and search bars as you actively navigate the web browser. All right, let's talk about post-production in Section 4, built-in video editing. Okay, there are 2 main post-production tools you absolutely need to know, and it's vital to understand the difference between them. First, use the trim tool by dragging the timeline handles to chop off that awkward setup time or silence at the very start or end of your recording. On the flip side, use the cut tool, that's the little scissors split icon, to surgically remove an interruption from the exact middle of the video. Like if you have a mid-lecture cough or a misplaced slide, you can cut it out without affecting the rest of the lesson. And beyond basic cutting, you can actually elevate the production value immensely right inside the app. You can easily throw in a professional text title or maybe an IIMSR Integral University watermark. You could lay down some light background music, though the manual smartly advises keeping that volume strictly around 15 to 20% so your voice remains the clear focus. You can merge multiple lecture parts together seamlessly. You can even tweak the video speed. Try using a 0.5x slow motion effect if you really need to highlight a complex, fast-moving lab procedure or surgical technique. Finally, we arrive at Section 5, Export, Share, and Troubleshoot. Once your edits are looking perfect, you just hit the export arrow. Always remember to select 1080p to maintain that crisp quality. And guys, here's the golden rule. Especially for a typical 30-minute lecture, just leave your phone screen on and unlocked for those few minutes while it processes and saves to your gallery. If your phone goes to sleep, it might actually interrupt the save, and you definitely don't want that. When it's finally time to share, keep in mind that not all apps treat video the same way. The manual specifically recommends using Telegram or a shared Google Drive folder for your long lectures, mainly because they preserve those pristine, uncompressed HD details. You should definitely keep WhatsApp strictly for very short, quick clips because it's going to heavily compress and degrade the quality of your video. Also, if you want controlled, trackable access for your students, uploading it as an unlisted YouTube video is a truly fantastic option. Now, what if you hit a snag during this whole process? Like, say, recording a whole lecture only to find out there's literally no audio, or realizing your floating ball is nowhere to be found. Don't panic. Usually, it's a super quick fix. It's often as simple as ensuring your microphone permission is actually selected in the settings, granting the display over other apps permission for that floating ball, or honestly just closing your background apps to free up your phone's RAM and stop it from crashing. As the XRecorder manual beautifully summarizes in its opening pages, think of it as a camera for your phone screen. I love that. It seamlessly captures your expertise, your slides, your voice, and your annotations, entirely removing all the heavy technical barriers between you and your audience. So, armed with this simple, structured knowledge, that everyday smartphone sitting right next to you is now a powerful, fully equipped educational tool. It is absolutely ready to help you empower the next generation of doctors. The only question left is, what masterclass are you going to teach first?